Okay. So mainly in this session, I will explain that how can a consultant decide whether he has to go for a respect to development. It can be report, it can be enhancement, it can be the form, whatever. So object can be easily identified, but within enhancement, the decision is little critical. So that I will explain, like how can we decide and what is the role of a function consultant in deciding the respective thing. So first of all, finding gaps. So in multiple videos I explained, you also would have an idea that when we listen as is processes from the business, few projects, they are well prepared and they come up with their current process flows in either Visio or PowerPoint, and they explain their processes and also they highlight their pain points. That is the cakewalk for a consultant, because we already know where they have pain and how to fill that gap. Okay. And they already prepared the proper process flow, so that will be giving you a good insight that when you listen that process, oh yeah, this is a consignment, yes, this is a subcontracting, yes, this is a service procurement, yeah, this can be done with third party. We will get a glance. Okay, how do you get that glance? You should be having enough command on SAP subject and the business process. So the basic thing, when you hear the business processes from the client, you are going to a client place or you are listening the business requirement, means you should not be a fresher. You should not be less experienced with less skills. I cannot talk about experience one. 2 years experience guy can get a very good exposure in their projects and all. At the same time, 5 years experience guy might not have an opportunity to work on multiple projects. He would be in a one support project for 4 5 years. So that is 2 3 years of guy's experience and knowledge is better than 5 years. So I don't want to use the word called experience. More like experience is mandatory, but 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. So that can be changing based on the opportunities what they got in their work. Okay. So let's here the basic thing is good knowledge, good experience to understand the business processes, good knowledge to accommodate, like to just confirm that whether it is available in standard or not standard. So when you listen that as is processes, you should be come to a conclusion that this can be done in SAP standard end to end. Okay, this cannot be done. Okay, so these forms SAP cannot provide the format which is required by the client. Okay, this interface we should we can do it the SAP standard PO document, PO IDOC type, everything we can just do it in standard without any ABAP. Only we need a middleware. So okay, they wanted to send some additional fields which are not available in SAP. So as in the standard IDOC, we have to add a new fields. Okay, so like that, we will write down the gap and we will find out whichever is required to have a wherever we need the enhancements. Okay. So now we are coming to the conclusion of how do we find the gaps. So based on good SAP, what I can mention there, good SAP knowledge, don't use technical function, good SAP knowledge, good exposure on business processes. Then only you can understand their business process, right? Good exposure on business process, good SAP knowledge. If you have these two, you can understand that whether it can be done in standard, it cannot be done in standard. Okay, this should be a customized form, customized enhancement and all. You should be go for a custom report. Okay, good SAP knowledge and good exposure on business process. These two will be helpful for you to find the gaps. Sometimes what happens, few cases, okay, let me give you separate thing. Okay, you are 50-50. Okay, so you are not, you are only, you are not sure, or you are sure about 50% only. 50% whether it can be done in standard or not. Okay. So then what we have to do, as a normally I will tell you based on my experience how I do it. Okay. So you're not sure about it. You don't have to come to the conclusion, definitely immediately go for a development. Let's do it enhancement. Don't go for that conclusion. So first what you do, Google or else search. Google search about the requirement to understand any solutions in SCN or other blogs. Okay. Do some search. It may take 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So because it's not something in the meeting itself, we have to give a conclusion, right? It's a standard and all. We always listen. Then we will analyze it and then we will find it gaps we prepare. Okay, I'm a MM consultant. I prepare, yes, I need one enhancement in this PO interface. Okay, I need 3 forms. Okay, I need these 2 reports are not available in SAP standard. So these 2 reports we have to go for a customized where you are 100% confident. How do you get that confidence? Based on your SAP knowledge, what you learned, what you are exploring every day, what you are learning, and exposure of business process. Okay, and another thing I didn't mention. Good SAP projects experience. If you have worked on 2, 3 implementations, you would have idea about these kind of requirements. You know that one whether SAP standard is there or not. Otherwise, you have to go for a customization. So these 3 will be helpful for you to find the gaps. Okay. First, you do some Google search. If you get some insight or some direct solution, sometimes you get it. Sometimes you get some idea. It can be done with that shipping configuration or something. You will get an idea. Then you can explore and try to conclude whether it can be done in standard. Point 1. Still, you didn't get a sufficient information, but still you are feeling somewhere that I think SAP standard would have given some solution for this. Here somewhere you are feeling that guts confident. Then you spend some more time, go to SAP Service Marketplace. Now we are calling like SAP for me. Okay, now it's the new name is SAP for me. Okay, go to that site and try to check for any try to check for SAP notes to find any SAP notes. If you find some notes, it's nice. Another 1 more hour or for time to invest on identifying. Your 3 hours or 4 hours of investment is going to cut down a development, which is because of lack of knowledge of a consultant. If you don't do these research, you directly go for enhancement, you write FS, give 7 man days, 8 man days. Later, if you come to know there is a standard solution, you will feel guilty, waste of money to client, waste of time. And if any consultant comes later for a support or something, why did these guys have done this development, although there is a SAP standard solution? Correct? So your 3, 4 hours of time, people will forget. Yeah. Okay. Still, you didn't find anything. Then go for, these are the not 3 mandatory things. These are 3 levels. Okay, level 1. Okay, let's do level 1. Level 1. This is level 2. This is my levels I'm telling. Maybe many consultant would be using. Level 3. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay. So with your knowledge, with your understanding of business process, with your project experience, already you found it. If you don't find, then only you will come to here. If we are not sure whether it can be done standard or not, you can follow the below levels. Okay. What is level 3? Rise, rise, rise and ticket to SAP. Raise a ticket or use expert chart. There is an option in SAP for me now. You can do expert chart. Okay. Based on your inputs, SAP will suggest you in the right hand side relevant SAP notes. If you still cannot find anything, then you need to go for a what you call rising ticket. They only raise the ticket. I think there is no solution for this. I will convert this chart into a ticket. I'll use expert chart to ask your requirement to find any SAP standard solution. If there is no solution, they only will tell that one. Please go for customization. There is no SAP standard solution. Okay. So this is the way. If your gap is form, if your gap is report, okay, you did everything. I'm not going back that this report, 2 reports can be utilized to get 1 report. We'll suggest that as a workaround. Okay. Sometimes few things we give like workarounds. What kind of a few examples? What are those examples? For example, physical inventory form. Form can be used without any company logo, as it is an internal form only, right? You don't have to have a company logo and all. Don't have to go for a development. You can utilize it. If they say 1 or 2 little corrections, we need to convince them. You don't have to invest some few $100 for this development. You can utilize this one. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we tell that use 2 reports to get your data compared to developing a new custom report. Okay. Just an example I'm taking. If they convince, okay, no, we don't want to run 2 reports. We want to run a single report. Every data we want to be there only. Okay.
So
So
when we propose this workarounds, Ganesh, like if we have a permanent solution to customize, but before that, if they want to have this solution in that case only, right?
yes. For example, they want certain information ME5A, say it's not available in ME2N. Okay, ME2N, then we can ask them to use the both of them. Okay.
But for this, they want we are going to develop a report.
Yes. For example, MB51 will give you the list of document. They want to see that that material stock also in the another column. We ask them use MB51 and MB52. MB52 for stock, MB51 for the goods movements. They are saying like in MB51 only we want to have another column to see the current stock.
So you mean these are alternate solutions or
Yeah,
workarounds until we are going
workaround
to
means
develop?
without developing a report to have a goods movements and also 1 column to show the stock, we are asking them to use MB50 for goods movements. To see the stock, go and see MB52.
Okay. So these are the first solutions we are going to give. If they are
Yeah.
satisfied with
I'm
this,
giving you
then
examples where there is a solution, but not 100% as expected by the business.
okay.
Okay. So these are kind of a things. For example, they wanted to have a new field in organization data. Okay. To show, to input new field in header data in PO header or else PO item to see the last PO quantity. Okay. So in any information, I think if you last PO quantity, mostly we have to go for a tab enhancement only to see certain data. Maybe you can convince PO item or header. Okay. Header to see certain data, to input certain data. You may convince to use the new header text, which you can do with configuration, right? New header text to capture the information without going for tab or field enhancement. Otherwise, we have to enhance a field, right? Okay, let me show you. So we are trying to convince the client that they are asking that we need to have a one new tab to show the additional data like that. So going for a new tab and working with a BAP, all the 4-5 days of efforts, we have to convince them. I will create a new text here, whatever information you want. Okay, so you can capture here. Just a workaround to avoid that developments. So I'm just
Okay.
giving you such kind of things we can do few workaround. I think these 3 examples are sufficient for now. Okay, so few workarounds we give, and we find how the gaps. And I want to tell you our example enhancements. I'm not going to talk about that other ISFW because if it is report, yes, it's a report, custom report, or else in the standard report you want to add a new column. Okay, so maybe. Okay, they are mostly straightforward actually. Okay, let's give that one. Details about developments. I want to spend little time on enhancement only. If you talk about reports, brand new custom reports. Okay, so we have a brand new custom reports or okay, brand new custom reports, or the query, right? SQVI. Sometimes we combine the tables and prepare a report by
Yes.
function. We just ask for a T code to the ABAP. But we don't suggest this SQVI for huge data where BSEG, those kind of tables are there, because the performance may be having issues and all. Okay, the SQVI query, that's also one option. Another option, adding addition of new fields in existing standard reports. I saw these kind of 3 things. Brand new custom reports we prepare with the logic of table, field, everything, or else query. SQA query we prepare and ask ABAP to create a T code. Addition of new fields in existing standard reports. Okay,
Yeah.
these things we can do it. And another one, reports, interfaces. In interfaces, once we decide that we wanted to send some information to third-party system, or you want to receive certain information from third party, interface is fixed. Which interface we want to use it based on the compatibility of the third party and other technical things, everything we need to consider. What are the popular one? Now API call is mostly we are hearing that one. Okay, but still it's kind of RFC. Okay, RFC, remote function control. Directly we call that RF call. IDOCs, which are high popular in ECC. Even S4HANA also they are using. And IDOCs. FTP is something in S4HANA almost negligible usage, I think. File transfer protocol. We keep the file in A11. From there, the middleware, a third-party system read the data. Okay, so that only decision whether you want to go for RF call or you want to go for IDOCs, you want to go for FTP or API. That's decision only will be taken. That's a mutual, it's like how the third party can be compatible, and even that somewhat ABAP also will give some kind of suggestion. Okay. So this kind of area. In case of iDocs, without ABAP, we can do it. But when you go for FTP or when you go for RFC, you will see ABAP involvement. RFC, they have to get a program where we call that SM58 related things. FTP means you should have a custom program. The program will keep the data in FTP. Okay. So sometimes the program also we prepare, but the program is somewhat linked with RF call. Okay. So this decision is mutual discussion and compatibility of the third party system. Okay. All those basis we will take a decision. Conversions. I'm combining all ECC as for HANA. So conversions means we have LSNW or LTMC or BDC, BAPI. Sometimes we use IDOC also to have a conversion. Okay. These are different methods. LTMC is mostly using in S4HANA, LSNW is mostly used in ECC, BDC is mostly used in ECC, but not on S4HANA, mostly. BAPI or IDOC method will be using in both the cases. These are the different methods. For transaction data and all, mostly we go for BAPI. In case of master data or one-time activity, we mostly use for LSNW. Even LSNW also, we have a BAPI method or IDOC method. Any questions on this?
No, Ganesh.
Yeah. So next we have enhancements. This is the topic which made me to make this video on this. Enhancements. So you're talking about we have customer exit or user exit or module pool or sometimes baddie. Even BAPI also we use some fee enhancements. Even fee enhancement we use BDC. This is at high level I'm going to tell. BAPI,
Yeah.
BDC.
So how will we get to know
Yeah.
Ganesh?
So for example, in your enhancement, you are doing certain kind of a transaction you are running. Okay, even I want to run this function module, FM. Okay. So while doing your enhancement, three steps are there. First step, you have to create goods receipt. Then second step, you have to call for a printer. Okay. So two activities are happening. Okay, you can use the BAPI for creating the goods movement. To call for a printer, you will use normal the program logic. Okay, normal coding they use it. Normal coding. Okay. By using the available things. Okay, they use a program. I will just mention like a program coding. So they call there will be a function module to call. Okay, there will be a function module to call your form. Okay, so they use BAPI to create a goods movement. Then they call a program function module to call the form. Just an example. In a purchase order, you want to make certain field like goods in a goods receipt. Goods recipient should be always 5 user IDs when the plant is ABCD. Okay, that can be done with either they use user exit or else they use a baddie, which is available in SAP standard. If you want to make anything on Migo screen, use this baddie.
Okay.
They implement that baddie based on our requirement. Our requirement is on the goods recipient validation. Or else you wanted to validate that when you do the goods receipt, it should not cross the purchase order delivery date or something. They use mostly the user exit. Okay.
Okay.
Even we have a few things like field enhancement, lab enhancement. So for this one inside what they're going to use it, whether they use baddie or they use a screen exit. Even I had one more word called screen exit. Okay. So inside what they're going to use it, mostly the decision of ABAP only. That's what I wanted to tell. Why did I make this video? Your requirement, you will tell that one. So whenever I make goods receipt, okay, If the purchase order belongs to this document type, the goods recipient should be something. Okay. Or else when I do the goods receipt, it should not cross the PO delivery date plus 15 days. If it is more than that, system should throw an error that you cannot do the receipt as it is crossing the 15 days day. I'm just giving an example. Okay. This kind of requirement as a function consult, you have to tell that one 15 days, where do you want to maintain, whether you want to do a hard code or else we'll maintain in a constant ID. We'll just maintain in a one table where you'll give a 15 days. Today, 15 days, tomorrow, 30 days business wanted to change it. You cannot do a hard code, right? So we maintain
Yeah.
a CCID program, the MIGO program, and plant 15, this plant 30. So the coding will be written. If this is the plant, 15 days validation, you have to check it. This is the plant, they have to check 30 days. Inside,
So
you verify any baddie or any what you call exits are available, user exit for the transaction code, they will implement it. So we are not going to give a suggestion that use this baddie. But if you are having some kind of, for example, if you go to SPRO, okay, every configuration place, you will see certain kind of baddie. Go to material management. Let's go to purchasing. Okay. Comes to the down. Yeah, business add-ins in purchasing. SAP has given certain kind of business add-ins so that developer doesn't have to do from scratch. He will try to utilize in any of these kind of things. Okay.
Okay.
Baddie in release creation, enhancements in price determination. If you are giving some requirement in price determination, he will try to analyze it whether I can utilize this one to make little changes based on my client requirement.
So
Got it?
this is not our work, the
Yeah,
consultant's work, right?
purely ABAP. But
Okay.
maybe, for example, after getting 12 years of experience, if I get something, I may go to this baddie. I may give you in the screenshot in my FS. Maybe you can explore this one, may be helpful for us, third-party delivery date.
Okay.
Just a
Okay.
suggestion, but he is the person who is going to analyze whether it can be used, any other pros and cons, he will decide it. Now you understand, right? If you
Yeah.
are using a BAPI, you can write the BAPI and input parameters. If you are using a function module, you can write a function module and input parameters. But if you want to have a kind of validation, you give the requirement clearly. Okay, and also you can mention that don't do hard code. I will maintain a constant ID in a table where the program, plant, days. I can maintain a mapping table. This plant is asking 15 days. Another plant may ask for 30 days. Another plant, they said we don't want that validation at all. Then we don't
Yeah.
maintain that table, so that validation will not work. They can receive if the delivery date has crossed 3 months also, they can do a receipt.
Okay.
So this is the maturity we will get it. For example, if I make anything, I will clearly mention that don't do hard code. Wherever you want to give a certain kind of parameters, 15 days, 30 days, let me know. I will maintain in a constant table where you will have a program, plant, days. Write the logic. Go and check this table in the program. If this plant is matching with 15, do it. If there is no entry, don't do any validation. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. You can watch the video again to get a better clarity. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Ganesh.
Rise forms. Forms something, it's a straightforward. Okay. Design layout as per the client. Nowadays, mostly they use Adobe forms. Adobe forms or smart forms. Smart forms, mostly they're reducing usage of smart forms. Earlier days, we used to have a script. Nobody is using now. Mostly Adobe or smart forms. For us, give the layout, give the table and field logic of each field, how to get it. The proper logic we need to give it.
Okay.
Workflow. We try to use mostly SAP standard workflow. If you are talking in standard workflow, if you are on ECC, wherever mostly utilize it, little bit changes or flexible workflow. Flexible workflow. SAP standard what they have given, right? You can utilize it. So in this session, what you got a clarity, when it comes to report, you try to utilize it, whether SQL query can be used without much ABAP coding. They will only help you to create a T code. Okay.
Yeah.
But if it is robustic, lot of data and millions of data or hundreds of thousands, then you may think about custom report. And everything is available in MB51. They want extra only one column. Then you can go for a MB51 enhancement. They will use that MB51 has any standard, they call it like implicit. Okay, implicit. I think, yeah, here also I will use that one word called
Yeah, the implicit and explicit.
implicit or explicit. So they use that technical terms. Okay, so they can utilize for making that report. Okay, here I can mention. I used it recently. I added in SAP standard reports. Interfaces based on the compatibility and all. More nowadays, most popular is IDOC, RFC, or API. Mostly, we are not using FTP. Okay.
Okay.
Conversions, LTMC, if you're on S4 HANA or BAPI. These two are popular. Enhancements, there are multiple things I already explained more in detail. And forms, Edo forms, smart forms, they will finalize. As a function consultant, we have to provide all the table fields properly. Workflow, I think, yeah, flexible workflow is quite used. It's the main thing SAP has given based on the compatibility and all. We need to utilize it. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, this is about as a consultant, how do you finalize it's a gap? Okay. So main things are my experience, my knowledge, my understanding of business process. If it goes beyond that, I will go for level 1, level 2, and level 3. If something is there, anyone, if you're watching this video on YouTube or Udemy, you can provide your comment with your additional any kind of input. This one, I just according to my experience, what came to my mind at this point of time, I put it. If there are any valuable suggestions, we keep adding. So this is what we have to find a gap. When it is beyond your knowledge, don't decide as a gap. You do some analysis. And sometimes we give these kind of workarounds. Okay, if workarounds are not working, then we have to go for what you call the development. So we have discussed about the multiple developments. What are the possible things where function consultant will be involved? I try to give more information. If I feel some more information need to be added for this development video, definitely I will release the part 2. Okay, thank you.